The city of Worcester presents Rec Rule Online.
Brought to you by the Division of Youth Opportunities.
This week for academics.
Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Denzel and this week we'll be talking about social entrepreneurship. But before that, I think it's important we do a little mental health check-in and take a couple seconds to breathe and be present in the moment amongst all the chaos that is happening in the world today. So let's do that together. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in, hold it. Deep breath out. And you could pause the video and repeat that as many times as possible as needed. But yeah, let's get into the lesson. So what is a social entrepreneur / social entrepreneurship? Well, to begin understanding that, we gotta break that word down. An entrepreneur is someone who creates, organizes, and owns a business that has high potential for success. That definition slightly shifts once the word social is added in front of it. A social entrepreneur is a person who starts a business with the goal of addressing important social issues. This is one of the main differences between a regular entrepreneur and a social entrepreneur. So there are many different types of social enterprises. The word enterprise basically means a project or a business. So the different types of social enterprises, projects, or businesses that exist are for-profits, non-profits, sustainable, community-based, and cooperatives. So the main differentiation between a for-profit and a non-profit is that for-profits have all the rights to the money that they make, whereas non-profits do not, and the money that the non-profits disperse is closely regulated. So the next two are kind of interlinked with each other: sustainable and community-based social enterprises. Sustainable social enterprise is a way of doing business that has no negative effect on the environment or the society that it's serving, whereas community-based social enterprises use business as a way to improve the life of the members of that community. So I mentioned that sustainable social enterprises and community-based enterprises are interlinked because oftentimes community-based enterprises are sustainable and sustainable enterprises are community-based, but they can also be separate. Alright, so the last of the group is cooperative social enterprises, also known as co-ops. Cooperative social enterprises, or co-ops, are associations of people who come together to meet their common social, economic, and cultural needs through a group-owned enterprise. The way they're run is very democratic. It's very for the people, by the people. All right, so that concludes this lesson. Let's go to the review. So let's go over some of the terms that we use today that might be unfamiliar to you guys. All right, so an entrepreneur is someone who conducts business, and a social entrepreneur is someone who conducts business as a means to address social issues. An enterprise is basically another word for a project or business that someone starts. So a social entrepreneur conducts business through 5 main avenues. They are for-profits, non-profits, sustainable, community-based, and cooperatives. All right, so that concludes this part of the lesson. I will see you guys next week with the rest of this lesson, but on to you, Niece, with the next part of this lesson. Bye.
So now we're going to talk about why social entrepreneurship matters. Well, it's to raise awareness, right? Not many of us know the injustices that are happening in this world, such as people having access to healthcare due to money because they can't afford it to, try to live a healthy style. If we want to make an impact, we need to, begin by learning about the issues and being able to share with others so that people can understand why it's so crucial for them to be part of this change and help us fight against injustices that we see or experience or hear about. Many of us go on living in these injustices and do not realize that they can be part of the change too. For example, one may grow up in poverty and not realize that they can rise above from that until someone comes in and mentors them or guides them by providing them the resources so they can be successful too. Hope that they can bring the resources back to their community as well. So yeah, for someone like yourself to think about social issues you've witnessed or faced or read about only can help spark one's mind to take action as well. And as we're learning and sharing these issues, we are also building community. And by building community means relationship building is essential to the social entrepreneurship work. If you want to change lives, you need to get to know people, get to know the people that you're working with in the most genuine way possible. As you are building your bridge of community, you are also giving people the opportunity to share their stories and to learn from them and hopefully grow from one another, and to inspire and motivate others to exchange knowledge and provide the space for them to give solutions and take action. The beauty about getting to know each other is that you are helping one another to build purpose. Relationships are valuable and it creates lasting happiness and it grounds people. By relationship building, you are giving yourself and the people an opportunity to exchange stories, to seek to understand, to empathize. You're giving yourself and the people a chance to bring their skills and talents to the table and to exchange them. Not a lot of people realize that one can sing, or what can singing do, or not realize that one can draw, and what can drawing do. Art, even the social emotional part it's a talent, right? So some people are really good at communicating effectively and sharing that to the group and why communication is so important. Those are skills. And giving yourself and people to be creative and innovators in the fulfilling way. Giving yourself and people to involve constantly in this world. So learning and growing every single day as we are sharing stories, as we're sharing ideas, solutions. And most importantly and lastly, to continue spreading the love of hope by trying to tackle a social problem and remaining positive throughout the process and sharing success stories or failure stories. You are honestly bringing hope and positivity to other people, and it helps them ground themselves in wanting to be part of this change, to take action. People who are passionate about education can take some action depending on what pathway in education they want to take, or in healthcare or environmental. It just all depends on your experience. It depends on the people you've connected with and how they sparked your passion or your interest in trying to be part of the social change in this world.
Hello guys, it's Selinam again. I hope you're all doing well. So now we're going to talk about the 6 steps to building a successful social entrepreneurship. The first step social entrepreneurs take is identifying a problem in society or a cause that they're passionate about. They mostly start by asking themselves important questions like, what is important to me? What bothers me? What am I not satisfied with in society? So I'm going to try and answer that question myself. So I'm from Ghana, and what bothers me is that children in less fortunate regions don't have access to books and stationery like pens, pencils, and even erasers. So if I was to start a social entrepreneurship, I'd want to provide them with all of those necessary things they need for school. Now, take a few moments to think and answer this question yourself. What is a problem you want to change, or something that you're very passionate about? You can pause the video and think about it. Just to let you guys know, social entrepreneurs are also known as change makers. A change maker is simply someone who wants change in the world by gathering knowledge and resources to make the change happen. Now, the second step is that social entrepreneurs think about important questions like the what, when, who, how, where, and why. So they think about who they want to serve, like I mentioned above, children in my example. Exactly where, like from my example I talked about in Ghana, and how they want to serve them. For example, by providing them with books and stationery, like I mentioned, pens and pencils. So some social entrepreneurs may want to help other people, maybe people in their communities and people in other countries. Some of their ideas could range from starting a cafe that gives its profits to the homeless, or a charity that donates water to third world countries. And if you don't know what a third world country is, they're just countries that are less economically developed with social problems like poverty, homelessness, and issues with education, as Eunice mentioned above. So creativity is also very important. It's a very important aspect in starting a social enterprise. So to start one, you can use your natural talents like your awesome baking skills, or even using your love for basketball or football or like soccer to start something. So the third step is developing a social mission. So social enterprises, they must try to improve society in some way, either by improving people's livelihoods, their living standards, community infrastructure, and even the environment. Have you guys heard about Lush Cosmetics? It's a cosmetics company that makes cool bath bombs and soaps, and they focus on environmental awareness and ethical consumerism. They save tons of plastic bottles by not packaging their products. Even when packaging is unavoidable, they use recycled materials, and they also give away so much of their profits to environmental causes. Cool, right? So the fourth step will be to develop support. So social entrepreneurs have to identify resources that would make their mission successful. And this requires all kinds of support from different people, like from experts in the field, from friends and family, people who give them money to fund their businesses, and also support from the community members that they want to help. So the fifth step is developing your business model. And so a business model is just a roadmap for how the business will make money. Social entrepreneurs often think about how far they want their services or products to reach. So do they want to serve a small number of people in the community, or do they want to expand and hire so many people to make a huge impact, a much bigger impact? So these are all questions that they consider. Now the sixth and last step is doing an impact assessment. So for a successful social entrepreneurship, we need to assess how much social impact has been achieved. For example, were jobs created from the business? How many people benefited from it? Are there less homeless people now? So with my example that I gave about Ghana, we need to check how many children are actually receiving the books and pencils for the school. Do we need to make more kids get access to these materials? So this information is important to see if the mission was achieved and for future improvements to the business. So now we're going to do a quick recap of the 6 steps needed to build a social entrepreneurship and the new terms that we learned. So the first step is identifying a problem in society or an issue that you're passionate about. The second is thinking about important questions. What cause? For which group of people? Why do you want to do this? How are you going to do this? So thinking about the what, who, where, how, and why. The third is developing a social mission. The fourth is developing support from others. The fifth is developing a business model. And the sixth is assessing the impact of the social enterprise. The new terms learned are, remember, number 1 is change maker. The second one is third world countries. And the third is business model. Comment down below to let me know what you think about this lesson. And I hope you guys really enjoyed it. And I also hope to see you guys next week. Until then, I'm going to be learning a new recipe. I really love banana cake, so I'm gonna try and make that. Comment down below and let me know what kind of cakes you guys like. See you guys.
Share your pictures or videos of your final project with us by texting us at 774-366-5103.
Or email them to us at calixtov@worcesterma.gov.
Or message us on Facebook or Instagram.
Hello, Worcester. My name is Raquel Castro Corzini, and I'm the Director of the Division of Youth Opportunities for the City of Worcester. In order for us to post photos or videos of your creations and activities, we need a parent or guardian to submit a photo release form found on the Recreation Worcester webpage on the city's website, www.worcesterma.gov/recreationworcester, or email calixtov@worcesterma.gov for a copy. Photo releases are meant to protect your family's privacy. You can still submit your work, and we will edit out any faces that do not include a photo release. You only have to fill out the form once and can change your mind at any time. Just contact us with any changes and we will update our permissions. We look forward to all the exciting activities and projects that we're going to receive. Thank you and stay safe.
Did you have fun today?
This episode was brought to you by the Division of Youth Opportunities.
Have fun and stay safe. See you next time.